David and Nicky Beard were desperate to be parents. They found a commercial surrogacy company in Mexico they thought they could trust. But despite the enormous fees they paid for their 3 babies, there were big problems. Substandard medical care led to one of the babies almost dying. Now, a bureaucratic standoff over passports means they're trapped in southern Mexico. It's surrogacy gone awfully wrong, but as you'll see, there are much better ways to make babies. The shady world of Mexican surrogacy takes a nasty turn. As we film the clinic where the first triplet, Lachlan, was so ill, officials inside summon the police.
What's the problem? It's a bit of an overreaction.
David and Nicky Beard remain stranded in Mexico, pleading for passports for their children, Lachlan, Blake and Kelly. All they want to do is to bring their babies home. But not all surrogacies are as fraught as theirs. Back in Australia, the experience of these 2 friends couldn't be more different.
We'd go down to the park and lie down and just be in the moment together and imagine what the girls were going to be like.
6 years ago, Brisbane mother Rosie Lewick made an extraordinary offer to her best friend Lauren Lischnauer, who'd been trying to become a mother for 12 years.
I just blurted it out. I just said, look, I'm going to have your baby, we'll discuss it later, but basically I'm going to help and I'm going to have your baby. That was it.
It was surreal. I was jealous that she got to be pregnant and carry these babies that I so desperately wanted to carry. But I was also in complete, utter amazement and awe that someone would love me and find me special enough to do that for me.
1, 2, go!
Today, Rosie's offer to be a surrogate mother for Lauren and Myron Lischnauer's children has brought their 2 families even closer together. To explain it to the kids, the 2 families have a special name for Rosie.
Tummy Mummy.
Tummy Mummy. I love it.
Yeah.
Lauren and Myron's twin daughters, Amelia and Saskia, born in 2011, were the first babies delivered in Queensland through altruistic surrogacy. For Rosie and her husband Adrian, making such a kind offer was a no-brainer.
It's a huge decision, though, isn't it, to have somebody else's baby?
It wasn't at the time.
Me, it wasn't that. Like, I'd had 3
massive.
babies. I knew I was good at it. I'd never had a complication. Lauren, like, it wasn't.
You just wanted to help.
I just wanted to help.
I can imagine for both of you guys it's quite confronting.
I don't think confronting's a word. It's like having 2 wives.
Wow, what a great looking baby.
Altruistic surrogacy, carrying a child for no financial gain, as Rosie did, is legal here.
Is that a face?
Yeah, that's her face.
But commercial surrogacy, carrying a baby for profit, is illegal in all states and the ACT.
This one, 12 weeks, 6 days. That was when I was really sick.
Very few women are willing to take on the task for nothing, which is why so many childless couples flee overseas.
I do think we need to do something, and the answer to what we need to do might be to allow commercial surrogacy.
None other than the Chief Justice of the Family Court, Diana Bryant, thinks it's time for change.
The more conservative view about commercial surrogacy is that fundamentally there's something that people feel is ethically wrong with a woman renting out her body for the benefit of others. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm essentially a pragmatist, and I accept that argument that people may feel that way, but I say, well, look what's happening. People are going to developing countries and they are having surrogacy arrangements there and bringing back the children. We have to accept that. We have to do something about it.
Commercial, though, I think would probably be a bit easier because there's no emotion. Depends who you're doing it for, but there's not as much at stake, I guess, because like our whole relationship was at stake with ours.
Myron has 2 children from a previous relationship, but Lauren was desperate for their own. She endured 4 miscarriages through 21 courses of IVF treatment. All failed.
Was there ever a time when you thought, gee, maybe nature doesn't want me to have a baby?
A lot of times I'd question myself and berate myself over whether or not it was nature's way or the higher powers to be telling me that I just wasn't meant to be a mum.
And all the way through all of this, you've got your mate Rosie, whose baby's falling out of cupboards.
Yeah. yes. I as much as I love Rosie and loved her even then, there was a part of me that would look at her and secretly hate her.
So how did Lauren tell you?
Oh, I was standing next to her when Rosie said, "Hey, look, I want to have your baby," and I said, "Look, hey, I'm not into that sort of thing." But then she explained that she would be the surrogate.
The one question I get from everyone is, "How did you do it?" When you have your own baby and you see that baby for the first time, like, I get emotional, but I just wanted that for her. You go into it knowing that they're not your babies. You don't go home with them at the end of the day. Nothing's related to you. So once my job's to carry them, get them here safely. Once I've done that, then I can go back to my kids, back to my family, and my job's done.
Myron, how important was it for the pair of you that they made that gesture?
Oh, it was the most important thing to us at the time. It was the miracle we were waiting for. We tried everything else.
You just had given up?
We had given up.
Rosie's first 3 bubs were a breeze, but she suffered terrible morning sickness during her surrogate pregnancy with Lauren and Myron's twins. At 29 weeks, she was in hospital.
Any regrets?
Absolutely no. No way.
Even though you were getting sick?
Even afterwards, I would do this 10,000 times over. Never regret it.
In March 2011, twins Amelia and Saskia arrived in the world, and Lauren was the first to hold them.
It was unbelievable. I was so excited, and I was too scared to touch them because they were so tiny that I thought that I'd break them or do something wrong.
I remember just looking over, and I'm gonna cry, but I just remember her face and the smile on her face, and I just remember looking at her and I just went, that's the reason why I did it.
I remember looking over at her and mouthing the words, "Thank you so much," and just praying that she knew how much it meant to me, because there were never going to be enough words.
There's one final twist in this remarkable tale. To Lauren and Myron's shock, after 12 years of heartbreak, just before Rosie gave birth to the twins, Lauren discovered she was also pregnant.
I can imagine you'd be pretty nervous about telling Rosie.
She didn't tell me.
I didn't tell her. I was really scared, and we decided, because Rosie was in hospital and we knew that the girls were going to be born ahead of time, we thought, well, let's just focus on these babies at the moment. And it was when Rosie was discharged from hospital, so the week after the girls were born, and I started to cry, and she's like, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I have something to tell you, and please don't hate me, and please don't be mad. I didn't mean for it to happen." And she said, "What?" And I said, "I'm pregnant." And she burst into tears, and I was crying, and then the girls started crying. And then, it was really, really sweet.
What went through your mind when you were told?
I was just over the moon. I was like, "Oh my God, you did it. Like, well done. This is amazing."
So you didn't say to yourself, I've just done all this for
God,
nothing.
no. Now she gets to experience it as well,
Yeah,
from the other
and-
side.
Which tummy did you come from?
From Rosie, then Amelia came in for Rosie.
Lauren and Myron now have a family of 6 children, including 2 more kids born since surrogate twins Saskia and Amelia. When the 2 families get together, it's bedlam.
Go to a cafe, and the first thing we do is we apologise to them before the kids absolutely annihilate the whole cafe. They take over the whole place, but it's fun.
Don't go, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet.
Both couples believe that to encourage more surrogacy in Australia, commercial deals should be legalised.
I believe that the government of Australia needs to put a harmonious policy in place that benefits both commercial surrogacy and non-commercial surrogacy, but control it more offshore so they keep it within the realms of our country.
After what I've seen in Mexico, I think in a regulated country like Australia or New Zealand, commercial surrogacy could be allowed because people's lives could be changed dramatically for the better.
After an excruciating 8 weeks in limbo, where they feared they would never be allowed to leave Mexico, David and Nicky Beard finally got some happy news. Their babies were issued with passports, and late last month, they finally got to return home.
Meet your little grandson.
Into the warm embrace of Grandma.
This is Blake. Kelly, little granddaughter. And then we've got Lachlan. Welcome home. Oh, hello. Is that your new bedroom?
I actually can't imagine what it was like without them. They wake me up all hours of the night for a feed. I'm not getting much sleep. It doesn't bother me. I love it. I love sitting there and watching their little faces and feeding them, even changing their nappy. It doesn't matter how dirty it is. It's all part of the job, and it's the best job ever.
If you just smile.